In this lesson, I would like to give you 4 tips, let's put it this way, 4 aces up your sleeve with which you can play to improve the customer care of your e-commerce even more. Let's begin with the first. Allow users to look for information about the customer service and not just about products. When we think about the search bar of an e-commerce, it is supposed to be used only to find a particular product or a category of products. And it is like that. The majority of your customers use the search option to find a product. But this does not exclude the necessity of also satisfying the ones that wish to find information about the refund policy or the store address. And they look for such information using the search bar. Some usability tests have shown that this type of search is not common. We're talking about 6% of tested users. But it is still a real situation that exists, and therefore it needs to be provided to improve the experience of the user online. Take a look at the search use of your page and look at the terms users are searching in relation to customer service. This could indicate the areas that are difficult to locate when browsing the web, and therefore you have to make them simpler to find. And like this, you can discover which are the most used terms of your customers when looking for certain information. The term customer service or any similar should allow the user to access the page of customer care. However, almost no page of the ones I have analysed allows that. Until a few weeks ago, on the web page of the Italian IKEA, when searching the word customer service, the page showed as a result the faucet catalogue, and this could obviously confuse the user. Now if I go and make the same search, this page is the result. IKEA has corrected the error and improved the usability of the search field. In the Italian version of the Estée Lauder web page, that we often use as a reference in this usability course, searching the terms servizio clienti, that is, customer service in Italian, the search does not generate results. The paradox is that under the text, no results for customer service, we find a banner that invites us to contact the customer service. For the user, it can be really frustrating if the search results only show products, especially when he cannot find the information he wants in any other place of the web page, and search is his last chance. If you have a blog in your e-commerce, if not, I suggest you add it because a blog can be a really powerful marketing tool for your company. You could dedicate some articles to your policies and customer service to make the search results not only show products but also blog articles related to the used keyword. The subject of search is a really complex one that we process thoroughly in this dedicated course on how to organise a usable and oriented search process towards sales within an e-commerce. I suggest you watch it to get a wider vision of the potential of this tool. Let's move to the second tip. Provide customer support 360 degrees. What does that mean? This means knowing how to expect and prevent problems that your customers could face while visiting your website and correct them by providing information that could lead the user to make a purchase. Often, those who purchase in an e-commerce only have a vague idea of what they're looking for and do not know which product can satisfy their needs best. A few days ago, I went to Amazon looking for a present for my daughter's birthday without any particular references in mind, and I simply searched in that category of toys looking for something that she might like. The user that enters Zalando looking for a party dress will begin to go around the product page looking for a design that will draw his attention. Buying online can be comfortable and enjoyable, but often can end up being a frustrating experience for the user. Think about it. When you go to a real store, you are able to touch the product, understand which size can fit you better. You can try the shirt that you saw in the window display to know which size to buy. And in case of doubts, you can always ask for advice from the shop assistant. In an e-commerce, on the contrary, the user is alone on a page that lists hundreds of products without anyone to help him discover what is the most appropriate for his needs. He clicks on some products to better understand their characteristics, but he cannot find the information that he needs. Or maybe the product description is too technical. In a few words, whatever the reason, the indecisive customer, the frustrated customer, is a customer that will leave the e-commerce without buying. This is why you have to help your customers to understand which are the main characteristics of the product you're selling, and choose the ones that better adjust to their necessities. For instance, you can provide guides to help them select the correct size. In a previous class, we have seen Burberry's webpage that doesn't offer a simple size table to its customers. It offers a more versatile and interactive tool to help the user understand what size he should buy, asking him for personal details, and making a comparison between those details and the ones of other customers that have already made a purchase to suggest the customer the size that really fits their figure. Another example of a tool that improves the experience of the user in an e-commerce is the one we can see on this sunglasses e-commerce website, Vision Optica. To buy a pair of sunglasses online without trying them still is a utopia for some, which is why the service that this e-commerce provides, as well as many others, is interesting, and it certainly represents a strong mark for the company in terms of sales and conversions. I select a design of sunglasses that I like, and on the product detail page I find this button, Try it with Visionoptica Mirror, and that allows me to activate the camera on my computer and get a simulation of how these glasses would look on my face. It's obvious that this sales assistance tool can really push the user to purchase. It provides the option to select a design that really fits him and therefore avoids that the user returns the product because he wasn't happy. Also, try to explain the information that might be more complex so that the user can understand it, like the technical details of a video camera or a laptop. For example, if I have to buy a Blu-ray player on the web page of LG, and I'm not familiar with this type of product, the terms 4K disc playback, Blu-ray playback, USB playback can confuse me, but luckily here in the footnote I can see that they explain it with 2 text lines and nice example images, what the terms I read actually mean. This way, the intermediate user that is not familiar with the technology can also understand right away that 4K has to do with the quality of the image. The USB playback means that this Blu-ray player has a gate where a USB pen drive can be inserted, and so on. If you sell similar products and your customers can get confused trying to understand the differences between the distinct models, you could prepare comparative tables of similar products that can give him a wider overview than what he selected, like the web page of Apple does. If I have to buy a Mac on Apple's web page and I'm on this page, if I click on See All Models, I find this table that allows me to have an immediate general vision of the most important characteristics, like the screen size or the type of processor. This allows me to instantly understand what model I should reject beforehand and which could fit my needs better. If for a specific product your users always set out the same doubts, it could be useful to prepare a section of frequently asked questions or questions and answers directly on the page of that product, so that your customers can find a solution to the doubts they have on that page, to the doubts that could complicate the purchase and make them abandon your e-commerce. For example, on the website of Moulinex products, under each product, we can find a small list of frequently asked questions related to the use and maintenance of that product. For example, on the page of this blender, I find this question: should I peel the fruit and remove the seeds to make the juice? This probably represents a common doubt for lots of customers on the pre-sale stage. By putting this information directly on the product page, we know that the customer won't need to contact the customer service to ask that question, and consequently we eliminate a doubt from the beginning that could somehow slow down the purchase. Think on a large scale. In reality, you can use many solutions to offer a customer service that does not limit itself only to responding to doubts that customers have, but also, and above all, to foresee these doubts and solve them. Let's move to tip number 3. Check the entire customer service of the web 3 times. This is a valid piece of advice for every web area. The more pages, links, information and products your e-commerce has, the more broken links and more pages with incorrect information you will offer your customers without even realizing. Every e-commerce needs a scheduled revision phase that includes the control of all pages, of what they include, the actions planned, and the problems that a customer could face whilst browsing. During the recording of this course module, I found tons and tons of errors that I have to admit surprised me in a negative way, especially in the case of the most popular brands. To find serious errors indicates a lack of interest towards the image of the company and consequently of those who purchase online, something that is not pleasant at all. A study made by the Kelley School of Business in 2017 demonstrated that the trust of a user in a page he visits, especially if it has to do with an e-commerce in which he has to introduce confidential data or make a payment, gets negatively affected by errors with interface, functionality problems, grammatical errors or others. Between the errors that mostly annoy and that can jeopardize the credibility of your web page, we find, for example, grammatically incorrect text and links that don't work, clickable text that lead the user nowhere or lead him to an error page. Then another reason for distrusting are the obsolete contents. For example, the last publication of a blog that dates back 2 years ago, or messages or promotions that have expired a long time ago. And again, the presence of advertisements or emerging promotional windows that are too intrusive or compromise the navigation and console of the page. But these are only some of the errors that users do not forgive in an e-commerce. I will show you some of the errors that I've experienced recording these lessons. In the website of Estée Lauder, we can find many mistakes in the text. For example, to the question, I use a moisturising product, do I also need a serum? There is a link that tells the user, click here for more information. But if I click, nothing happens, the link doesn't work. And if I open the question, how can I buy an online fragrance? The text says that I can. You can chat live with one of our online beauty counsellors. But if I click the link, nothing actually happens. No live chat opens, nothing. Let's see an example on a different web page in the tech service area of HP. The online chat to request assistance on any computer model or printer redirects me to this error page, and there is no way to contact the live chat service and get assistance. Now I move to the customer page of Alibaba.com, one of the most popular e-commerces, and if I click on the online chat service, that based on the text should be available 24 hours a day and 7 days a week, we can see a message that shows that the page cannot be found. These are only some of the many errors that I found. Expired promotions, coupon codes that are not working on shopping cart pages, broken links, redundant text, or if it's full of grammatical errors. Dedicate 1 day a month to a complete revision of your website. You won't locate and collect all errors, but you will resolve the most obvious problems. The information and the frequent questions needs to be updated regularly. The frequent question in 2018 probably won't be the same in 2015, since products, policies and searches made by users change with time. Frequent questions have a temporary content that needs to be modified. For example, checking the frequent questions of a customer to whom we provided our usability advice service. We have found a question that said, "Why is the support slow? What can I do?" We can say that it was never a smart question to begin with, because it confirmed to customers that they had a slow support even before buying, something that added no trust. But it was even less smart keeping these frequent questions in the e-commerce for 3 years after the changes the company realised to the dedicated areas of customer care, incorporating more technicians and improving exponentially the quality of support. Because in spite of everything, frequently asked questions kept announcing indirectly that they offered slow service. The last tip to complete this course dedicated to customer service is invest in the training of staff in customer care. I know that this advice is not related to the usability matter of your e-commerce, but it's the base through which all companies should start, independently of the products or services the market offers, or if you sell them in a physical store or in e-commerce. If you hire someone and locate them to customer service without providing him with the tools to manage the relations with your customers the right way, expect that sooner or later this choice will be counterproductive for your corporate image. The people that answer the phone and talk directly to your customers or respond to emails or have to constantly deal with unsatisfied customers, rude and bad-tempered, have to carry out a continuous process of professional training with the information that has to be provided to users. Everything that concerns products and offered services from your company, internal policies, answers to the most common questions and problems, etc. But also, and above all, personal training to understand which is the most appropriate way of interacting with customers, from the tone of voice that has to be used to what words to use in certain situations, and calm the inevitable hostilities with which they sooner or later have to deal with. Out of curiosity, do you know the value of an apology from a company that has made a mistake with a customer and doesn't have a problem to acknowledge it? Although normally you tend to think in terms of refunds, returns, discount coupons, never underestimate the satisfaction that the customer gets from receiving a simple "I am sorry" or "my apologies." W.P. Carey School of Business has carried out a really interesting piece of research. Facing a mistake the company made, receiving a refund or a discount coupon has satisfied 37% of customers. But when the company added an apology card, the satisfaction rate raised up to 74%. So in case of doubts, don't forget to always say you're sorry to your customers. We've reached the end of this course dedicated to the usability of online customer service. As you have seen, even the biggest e-commerce companies often make the mistake of underestimating the importance of the customer care area, even if it is one of the most important areas to retain a customer and offer him an enjoyable shopping experience. I hope you know how to put into practice what you have learned with our lessons. And I want to use this opportunity to inform you that we also offer a usability service customized to your e-commerce. We can analyze every page of your e-commerce in detail and every process that the customer makes, from the search of a product until its purchase. Correct any error and any usability issue that could compromise the success of your store. This will allow you to increase conversions and retain customers thanks to a positive interface that is easy to use and understand. If you're interested, you can click on the following link and take advantage of the discount that you're entitled to because you've purchased this course. In any case, don't go too far. We have many projects scheduled for those who own an e-commerce, trust me. You can't miss out on them. So that's all for now. See you soon.
Per adesso è tutto, a presto.